Tickets is a family of airborne that function independently of the ground-based air traffic control system. The system uses Ticket version 2. First is antenna. The function of antenna is to optimize signal strength and reduce multiple interference. The second is Ticket's computer needs use pressure-related, radar-related, and discrete echo status input to control the collision avoidance logic parameter. The third one is the PBL transponder function to support the ground-based ATC system and also to provide air-to-air data exchange between Ticket's equipped aircraft. Fourth is RA display. RA display provides the pilot with information on the vertical speed or pitch angle to fly or avoid to result encountered. 5 is control panel. A single control panel is provided to allow the flight crew to select and control all the Ticket's equipments. And lastly is TA display. The purpose of traffic display are to provide the pilot with the ability to select multiple range and to select the attitude band for the traffic to be displayed.
Review on the principal operation of the system. Atikah works by sending interrogations to the aircraft transponder. The transponder will reply to the interrogation in a similar way it responds to radar. From the time difference between the interrogation and the reply, the distance to the other aircraft is calculated. The reply itself contains the altitude of the other aircraft. Originally, Atikah did not only give traffic advisories in the form of a traffic annunciation. There was no avoiding action indicated. With the introduction of Atikah 2 in the second half of the 80s, the resolution advisory made its entrance. Well, the first one is RA selection. In selecting a resolution advisory, there are basically two steps. The first step is to select a sense, either upward or downward. This is based on a calculation of how much altitude difference can be achieved at the CPA by either starting a climb or descent, assuming the target will maintain its vertical rate. In the calculation, the reaction time of the crew and acceleration and climb or descent rate of the aircraft is assumed. The second step is to select a magnitude. The algorithm is designed to be the least disruptive to the flight path while still achieving a minimum vertical separation. Second is RA coordination. When the RA is selected, it is transmitted to the other aircraft. When the other aircraft receives that message, it will only use the opposite sense for its own RA. In the rare case that both aircraft transmit their RA intent at the same time, the aircraft with the higher mode as a thrust will give in and reverse its RA sense if it is conflicting with the other. Last but not least, algorithm versions. Over the years, various improvements are made to Atikah 2. The initial Atikah 2 system had version 6.0 of the algorithm, later replaced by 6.04a in the mid-90s. Further system evolution led to the development of version 7.0, implemented from 1999. Following a near mid-air collision in Japan in 2001 and a mid-air collision over Oberlingen, Germany, further changes were made leading to version 7.1. Changes that were made include 1. The wording of the RAs. 2nd, logic to limit the vertical path deviation. 3rd, logic to prevent license alert in RVSM airspace and on closely spaced parallel runway operations. 4th, logic to detect non-compliance to an RA. And 5th, improve RA sense reversal logic.
Information display in cockpit that involve Atikah system. Traffic display represent the position of nearby traffic relative to an aircraft. It indicates the relative horizontal and vertical position of other aircraft based on the replies from their transponders. Display traffic information indicates proximate TA and RA status. The purpose of traffic display is to aid the flight crew in the visual acquisition of transponders equipped aircraft. It's also to provide the flight crew with time to prepare to maneuver the aircraft in the event an RA is issued. A majority of traffic display provide the pilot with the capability to select multiple range and to select the altitude band for display traffic. These capabilities allow pilot to display traffic at longer range and with greater altitude separation while in cruise flight, while retaining the capability to select lower display range in terminal areas to reduce the amount of display clutter. The figure below shows is about traffic display. On Atikah, traffic display both colors and shape are used to assist pilot in interpreting display information. On aircraft is represented as white or cyan, light blue aircraft light symbol. The location of on aircraft symbol on the display is dependent on the display implementation. Targets are displayed by different symbols according to their threat status. Hollow cyan or white diamond for other traffic, solid cyan or white diamond for proximate traffic, solid yellow or amber circle for intruder, solid red square for threat like aircraft which trigger an RA. RA display classical instrumentation IVSI. An RA is shown by the display of a right arc which indicates the range of vertical rates which are to be avoided. When appropriate, a green arc shown next to the right arc indicates to the pilots that they should maneuver the aircraft to reach the required vertical rate shown in the green arc. If there is more than one thread, two right arcs may flank the range of the required vertical rates. RA display electronic flight instrument system (EFIS). There are two primary flight display concepts. The first one is display on the artificial horizon and the second one is display on the vertical speed indicator.
We will proceed to causes of the accident. So the first one is human error. This is meant by miscommunication between ATC with the pilot. From the aircraft accident scene, ATC informed the pilot of the Russian aircraft that the DHL aircraft were on their right side, but actually it was from their left side of the Russian aircraft. Secondly, there is two ATC at that time, but one of them went to a break, so the one ATC had overworked during that time. Third one is DHL pilot had followed the TCAS without report to the ATC because ATC had busy with the Russian aircraft during that time. So the second thing is system error. Due to the maintenance, all system in the controller on fallback mode, so ground-based optical collision warning has been switched off, so ATC not aware with the conflict. The third one is limitation of sight. Because of this night flight, pilot can't see another flight or another aircraft is coming, so this leads to the collision. So we will proceed to the solution to increase the safety and awareness of the risk aircraft collision. So the first one is there must be at least two controllers at one time to ensure that the conflict can be avoided. Secondly, during training, ATC must be taught to recognize any potential traffic conflict. Thirdly, pilot also must immediately respond and maneuvers as instructed by the TCAS, but they also must report to the ATC. Last but not least, all pilot decisions must get approval from the ATC.